Yeah, so we're down here in Frisco. Excited to talk about, two special awards for two of our team members. First of all, Savannah was first team all conference as of yesterday, which that's a great, well-deserving award. She's had a fantastic year, led the league in scoring at over 20 points a game. And, we talked at length on here about how, people are trying to keep her from shooting. And so she does it on a lot of nights where she has to be super efficient with the shots that she does get. And, they're trying to take her out of a lot of stuff. So really, really, really good year from her. And, you saw a lot of growth. So happy about that. Second thing, Aaliyah Dunham was on the academic all conference team. And that's, her personally, it doesn't surprise me at all. She had a ton of success academically at places prior to us. But she's continued that here. She deserves every bit of it that she gets. Her work ethic on the floor outside of here it's going to take her far when she's done with basketball. Hopefully she gets to play a little bit more when she's done, but she's just a tremendous person and a great representative of our entire state. So proud of her that she finished here. A little side note that I'm really proud of, we've had back-to-back members on that academic all-conference team. We had Kristen Mayo a year ago, and we've got Aaliyah Dunham now. So you're talking about a 14-team league. You're talking about a 5-member academic all-conference team. We've had 20% of those 10 awards in the last 2 years. And, it's multiple people. So we actually had 11 people that were eligible for that award off of our team. So if you look down on kind of tick down the list, we've got a lot of people doing the right stuff in terms of what they're trying to get done with their Marshall degree. So they'll be on here in a second to talk about that. We've had a couple good days of practice leading into Rice. It's going to be a great game. They're winners of 6 of 7. We got them at their place in a very close game that we played tremendous in the fourth quarter to win the game. They started really well, tough, physical, gave us a lot of problems early. I did think we responded for the most part and kind of counterpunched and won it at the end. But they've done a really good job of growing their program. They're in their first year with the new staff, and that's a place that's very used to winning. And they started slow, but boy, they've really turned it around. So 11 o'clock tomorrow, should be on in there.
Is it frustrating to see so few Marshall players represented in these postseason awards, or does it just magnify how tough it is to get one of these?
We nominate more than is on there. I'll tell you that. We're playing Rice. Rice has got 3 on there. So, as I said, it's going to be tough tomorrow. But it's hard to get on there. We have 14 teams in this league. I know we've got a lot of really quality players in our locker room, and it is what it is to a certain degree on those. Those are voted by coaches and things like that. I think we have good enough players that on a good night, we can beat a lot of people, and that's all that really matters. So I think to a certain degree, it's probably motivational. I think, you're going to talk to Aaliyah. I think Aaliyah's been motivated the last couple of weeks. She's played against really good point guards, supposedly. She's done a great job defensively on them. So it's fine with me that maybe we've got a little bit of something in our craw going into the game tomorrow.
Coach, you mentioned the regular season matchup. You guys went down there and beat them. Now we're in conference play. How much of an emphasis do you put that last game on your game preparations and stuff? Or is it kind of like a whole new chapter? This is conference play. It's totally different.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's more relevant than this case, honestly. I think Rice is a totally different team. I think when we played them at the beginning of the year, I think they were searching a little bit for what was going to make them good. They didn't zone much the first time around. They zone a lot of people. They changed defenses, makes and misses. They play a 1-3-1 now. They were playing that a couple possessions the first time around. So I'm not sure that it's that relevant in this case. We're somewhat similar though. I will tell you that. We played man all year. We've probably played 10 possessions of zone. We are who we are. So maybe it's really relevant to them, but I think they're a different team. And so I think our players understand that we need to start the game way better. I think it was 11-0 in their favor, so we can't have that kind of start and expect to have things go our way. So proud of them that down there it didn't bother us and we found a way, but we don't need to dig ourselves that kind of hole.
Where have you seen the most growth in Rice's game from whenever? I think that was what your all's first weekend of the year in conference play, wasn't it?
It was second. We started at home. We beat Louisiana Tech, beat Southern Miss, then we went down and lost to North Texas, and then beat Rice on the Saturday game. So I think probably finishing. And you take our first game, I think, is a perfect example. They were up a lot of that game, and we had a great fourth quarter to win the game. They played. I think they had Charlotte like double or triple overtime. Didn't finish the game. So I think at the end of the year, they figured out how to win at the end. And, but we've been in our fair share of those too. I thought we did a nice job the other day against Western. They got it to 1. We had a big lead early. They trimmed it, got it to 1. And then, we played well enough in those last 3 or 4 minutes to win the game. So at this point in the year, you've got a lot of experience in games like that. So it's going to be a unique situation tomorrow at 11 o'clock and whatever. There's going to be a whole bunch of different things flying at us, and how you handle it. I've been making jokes to Jason and other people about how, our season, it's kind of funny at this level. Like if you're coaching in the Big 12 or whatever, this tournament, you can still play on after this. And for us, you played a long year. It's a team I like. We've got to play well tomorrow at 11. The games in the past don't matter. It all comes down to tomorrow at 11. Are you focused? Are you ready to pull through the tough parts that will happen? Because everybody's that has the same amount of urgency, So I like where we've practiced, but it kind of doesn't mean anything. I think we've prepared well. We'll probably prepare well tomorrow. Ball's going to go up. What happens? Who knows? But I think they're ready to play well. I think they're excited about it. And I think that's the first hurdle is you got to have, your head in the right place.
Coach, how hungry are they? Because you remember 2 years ago, you're warming up and the game's gone. Last year, it was still COVID and you had a tough early round loss there. How excited are they to have a kind of a real tournament experience and maybe get on a little run?
I think they're really excited. I mean, we don't have goals where we got a goal board and things written down. Our thing that we've talked about really wanting to do is play well here. We felt like a year ago that I thought we played hard, but we didn't really play well, so that's kind of been our thing is let's get to Frisco and let's try to play the long game throughout the year. And let's be playing good as we go into Frisco. And we've won 2 games against, a rival that was good. So I think we're in a good place there. And we're at that point where what we've talked about is right in front of us. And I think they're in a good place to go do it.
A little bit of poetry there. Keith mentioned it, and I was going to bring it up post-game tomorrow, but we can go ahead and mention it. The last time you were getting ready for a noon Eastern 11 o'clock game out here against Rice, 5 minutes before tip-off, everything shuts down, your entire world changes. Has that crossed your mind at all going into this game this week?
It's crossed my mind, but that's because I'm old. I don't know that any of them, we didn't have many of those guys in the locker room. Honestly, a couple of them were, but that's exactly right. Early tip against Rice. And I think I saw you in the hallway shortly after that, trying to put our lives together. We all just went back home and sat for a couple months, but it is the same. But it doesn't have much relevance anymore. I think we're all kind of past that. Thank goodness. We're back to normal. This is what college basketball is all about. So I think that we got an old team. We got a team that's right where they want to be, so, and I think Rice does too. They've got some players that have been through it as well. And so it should be fun.
All good?
Thanks,
Thanks,
Coach.
Thanks, Coach.